we have an opportunity to honor the leadership and volunteers of our soup kitchen. As we know, this past Wednesday we celebrated 20 years of continuous service. Despite a pandemic and despite renovations to our building, somehow each and every Wednesday, whether the guests actually came into the building or meals were delivered to the door or we had to use the Unitarian Church across the street, these wonderful people figured out how to make delicious, loving food for many people who are in need within our community. I'm lucky enough to have been at Beth Emet when the soup kitchen opened. That when I came here in 2000, the soup kitchen was just an idea in the heads of Nancy Bashuk and Jesse McDonald and Jeff Forgash. And I remember the three of them and others who gathered to do the research of all the other soup kitchens that were happening in the Evanston area and beyond, to make sure that what we would do here would be of the highest quality, both in terms of the food and also in terms of the hospitality. It seems only appropriate that we are celebrating 20 years of the soup kitchen and the Torah portion in which we're introduced to our forefather, Abraham. Abraham is known for his quality of chesed, of loving kindness. And he and his wife Sarah were also known for inviting the wayfarers who would come through the wilderness into their tent and giving them a meal. And they're the model of hachnasat orchim, of welcoming guests. The soup kitchen here, you have followed in the footsteps of our forebears, and you have reached out to people in the community and invited them in, not just for a warm meal, but for gracious and loving hospitality, often accompanied by music when we can have musicians here, but always accompanied by love and care and a beautiful meal. It's really an honor to serve this congregation that cares so much about the community and doesn't just talk the talk, but walks the walk. To put together a soup kitchen is not easy. I remember when it first started, the board was very concerned, and Jesse's shaking her head. Yeah, we remember those board meetings. How is the soup kitchen going to sustain itself? Will there be enough volunteers week in and week out? What about the money? It costs a lot of money to feed people, not only to make a warm meal for the evening, but to give a bag lunch for the next day. And the board wanted the soup kitchen to ensure, yes, we will be able to do this. We will raise the money. We will have the volunteers. 20 years later, that board is definitely impressed and proud that you were able to do this. And not only that, the soup kitchen is growing stronger than ever. So we have a short video that we would like to show that was made a few years ago. Some of you might remember this video that was made about the soup kitchen. It's such a wonderful video. We thought we would show it again in the celebration of the 20 years.
The food here is excellent.
I have fun here. Yes, I do.
I feel very welcomed here.
We have strived to make the soup kitchen a very safe, welcoming environment.
There is no more basic right for people than the right to be able to have a meal.
This is probably the best soup kitchen of all the soup kitchens within Evanston.
They are people like us. Somewhere along the trajectory of their life, they fell upon hard times. They're no less than any of us.
Our culture at the Beth Emet Soup Kitchen is to do whatever we can do to make our guests walk out of here and feel that they had a better day.
We want to treat our guests as we would treat any guest in our own home.
They always thank you. They're so happy that they're there. It's so clear that it's so important to them.
We feel very proud of the food we serve because we cook it all from scratch at the soup kitchen.
The food is made as if they're making it for themselves, making it for their family.
It's fresh. It's as if it's homegrown.
We always have our volunteers make a big salad. We have desserts. We have lunches that we prepare every week to go home.
I can see they put a lot of thought into it in terms of nutrition. You got fresh vegetables, you have meat, you have everything, covered. It's the best food around.
Every piece of food always goes home with the guests. We don't throw anything out. So if they've gone through the line and there's food left, and they've gone through the line for seconds and there's food left, we pack it up and they take it home for the next day along with the lunches that we prepare for them.
A core mission of the synagogue is social action, and the soup kitchen is central to that mission.
We really could not do this without volunteers. It's a volunteer-driven endeavor.
It gives our congregants an opportunity to come in and engage in this incredibly meaningful activity week in and week out, 48 weeks a year. If you've come and you volunteered here once, you get hooked.
I don't think any volunteer has ever come and not said, this was so fantastic, I have to sign up again.
However someone can help us, whether it's donating food, volunteering, cleaning up, cooking, providing donations, that's all really critical to the ongoing operations of the soup kitchen.
The soup kitchen never has faltered. It always serves a warm, healthy meal 48 weeks a year on Wednesday evenings.
We need to sustain the soup kitchen financially, so we're looking at opportunities to improve and increase our fundraising.
The dollars that are donated to the soup kitchen go into direct service.
A number of times people have taken me aside and said, you have no idea how much it means to me to come here every week.
And so this says to them, we respect you. We think a lot of you. We want you to succeed in life. We want good things to happen. So that's why we provide all this.
All right, so beautiful. So I would like to invite all those who have been leadership within the soup kitchen, continue to lead in the soup kitchen, have volunteered at the soup kitchen, anybody who has in any way touched the soup kitchen, to rise at this moment so we can acknowledge you and all the work that you have done, and have a special blessing that we'd like to offer you. And I'd be very happy if everybody in this sanctuary stood up, because that's really wonderful. This blessing I had commissioned for the 20th anniversary by Alden Solvey, our very own Alden Solvey, who was a member here for many, many years and now has been in Jerusalem the last 10 and has been writing poetry and blessings these many years. And I contacted him and I said, we need a special blessing for the 20th anniversary of the soup kitchen. And he was honored to write this for all of you and sends his love. God of abundance, bless the dedicated volunteers who devote time, energy, and resources to the Beth Emet Soup Kitchen, those who offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted soul, shining light into the darkness. By sharing your bounty with the needy, let all who are hungry come and eat. Let all who are needy come and partake. Let us extend your blessings to all. Bless the work of our hands with success in this sacred endeavor, supporting the malnourished, supporting those who struggle to provide food for themselves, supporting those unable to feed their families. This is God's gate. You who fed the hungry may enter. Bless the hungry with resources, release them from want, hasten the day of their self-sufficiency and bounty. Until that day, God of mercy, support the work we do in our soup kitchen for good and for blessings. Let us neither tire nor tarry in this labor of love, remembering the wisdom of old. Whenever you give food to the poor, the Holy One accounts it to you as if you gave food to God. Amen. And now I'd like to actually invite the founders of our soup kitchen, Jeff and Nancy, and Jesse, if you will come to the bima. We have a little gift here that a little birdie brought this evening, a little birdie named Lizzie Graham. This beautiful framed picture of the three of you from this past Wednesday with the cake that was in celebration of the 20 years. Yeah. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous picture. I hope you all can see it. There's one for each of you, and I have Yeah, this is just taken, and we have in bubble wrap for everyone to take it home easily there. So I'm going to say up here, hold on, let me give yours in bubble wrap too, Nancy. Yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous frame. It's a beautiful picture, and so well deserved. So if you'll stay here for a moment so that we can say Shechianu together, but it's nice to have you close and our fearless leaders to stand in front of everybody here. So let's offer a prayer of gratitude, the soup kitchen, for all those who are celebrating their birthdays, for Ray, who celebrates Kabbalat Mitzvah, and all those who might have had something special happen recently. We say this prayer of gratitude to God.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
So tough. I'd like to say that I hope that we'll be here in 20 years celebrating the ongoing soup kitchen, but I really hope that maybe in 20 years we're not here because we've solved the problem of hunger. That would be even better. But if not, I do hope that we'll continue to feed those who are in need until we're able to solve our hunger problems in this country and around the world. And I do also want to remind everybody that this is just the beginning of our soup kitchen celebration. We're going to have a full evening of celebration March 19th, in which we will celebrate the soup kitchen and have an event and work to make sure that we sustain this soup kitchen well into the future. So make sure you mark your calendar for March 19th, and more details will be coming out later on once that is organized, but that will be a few months from now. And then these wonderful photos too.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.